A Jack Daniels swilling, pizza-eating, dog-hating, whore-using, cocaine-abusing, hairy-back, big-belly blowhard from New Jersey. The fat little bastard known as Artie Lang!
Artie Quitter podcast. What's today, Monday?
Monday. It's Monday, Mike.
March 6th. On a Tuesday? Mike, I gotta tell you something, Mike. You got a Mad Dog Russo here, Mike. I gotta tell you something. Now, Houston's gonna come in. It's a Thursday night. It's a Thursday. It's gonna be, I don't know, Houston's coming up here, not used to the cold weather. The Jets are gonna be on a roll. They're gonna be, I see Mike gonna be like, that's a fourth possible win in a row. I'm looking at the schedule right now. You got Denver, nothing. This is 1988, by the way. You got, 91-ish. All right, you got the Colts, not even an NFL team. I think USC could beat the Colts, mate. And you got coming up in they used to coming up here. Warren Moon, I don't know, you're a little inconsistent. By the way, you call Warren Moon inconsistent, you get looks from black people. What? He's equal. I judge him equally. What are you talking about? I don't care if he's orange. Dog, you're right. I get same thing. I get accused of this. You go to one Klan meeting in Indiana, you thought it was the Knights of Columbus, and years ago, and you labeled the race. I don't know anything about that, Mike. I mean, Knights of Columbus clearly it's different than the Klan. Dog, I don't want to get into it. Well, you brought it up. Useless. Belushis, put that on the air. Delay. But Houston's got one moon, I want to inconsistent. And I'd say about a white quarterback, too. How about this, Dan Passerini? Terrible. He comes in here, throws interceptions. And I used to the cold weather, but it's going to be chilly. I looked at the almanac there, the farm almanac. I looked up the weather. They give you the weather, like Mary Lou Henner or something. You ever see that broad Mary Lou Henner, Mike? I saw her on for Donahue. She can tell you what day. Tell her July 18th, 1968. She can tell you if it was a Tuesday. That's a scary broad. Absolutely. Not attractive at all. Claims she lost her virginity the night the lunar landing. I saw her on Bob Costas. Said the night that we went on the moon, she lost her virginity. She was like 16 or something. Lily Young. Absolutely. Lily Young. We're not judging Lily Young. And Costas had a good line. He said Neil Armstrong wasn't the culprit. Yeah. Good line. I mean, kind of edgy. Dog, I don't deal with sex on the air. Of course. That's gutter stuff. That's Howard Stern stuff. That's gutter stuff. I could do a Howard Stern show. I could do it. How you do that? Just tell me what I can't say and I'll say it. Absolutely. That's all show. Tell me what I can't say and I'll say it. You can't say penis. All right, give me $20 million. That's about it. That's all I can hear. These are conversations they would really have, by the way. They were like 30-year-old guys. They never heard of Saturday Night Live. They were old young guys, Mike and the Mad Dog. When Dennis Miller got the job as, the Monday Night Football, and, they tried him. And I love Dennis Miller. Dennis Miller is one of my favorite comedians of all time. His special, Black and White, 15 years ago, maybe longer now, from Tempe, Arizona. One of the best stand-up performances ever. I love Dennis. He's a right-winger now. I'd love to see him debate Bill Maher. That would be funny. Tell you what, Maher, you got the hair, you got the mullet coming out like you're going to be starring in one of the Hills and Croft show, singing Puff the Magic Dragon with a couple of rolled-up shirts playing Yuck Yucks in Toronto. I don't know about new rule, Dennis. New rule. You can't make any references before 1980. Yeah, that's a good rule, man. New rule. That's a good way to tell it. That's another way of saying tell a joke, back. New rule. All right. How about this? Old rule. Go fuck yourself. Like Dennis Miller lapsed into my Mad Dog. Yeah, babe. Yeah, nice mullet there, Ma. Yeah, that new rule. That's great stuff. That's good. Why don't you, nice comb back on the hair. You look like a combination of, I don't know, like a Kojak if he had hair with Lex Luthor, and a combination of John Goodman in Raising Arizona with the grease in his hair. Him and the other cat going into the bathroom with the George Clooney, oh brother, where art thou? John Turturro cream in the back with the black comb coming back your hair. You look like a guy's gonna ask a 14-year-old for some Viking and a hand job outside of Denny's in Spokane, Washington. A new rule. Are you through? New rule. No accusations of felonies. All right, Beck. Yeah. I want to accuse you of any felonies. You look like, why don't you comb your hair back a little more with the gray hair? You look like an old version of my next door neighbor Riney, who hung wallpaper. Went to the Knights of Columbus, had a swastika in his office. I don't know what that meant. Yeah, babe. So Dennis Miller, famous from Saturday Night Live, gets the job as one of the announcers. And again, I love Dennis. That wasn't his thing. It wasn't. And Al Michaels did not hide that he didn't understand what Dennis was talking about. Dennis would work in those references. And I got to admit, as a sports fan who was also a gambling addict, out of $1,000 on a Jet game, he's talking about the juxtaposition between two receivers. I'm down $2,000 on the fucking Oilers. I don't need a Sylvia Plath reference. Yeah, this performance by Esiason reminds me of Nero the night Rome burned. A lot of people think he stayed in the palace. He didn't. He got a knife. He ran about 50 feet outside. Harry carried it right in front of some broad with a sheet over her head crying because she was on fire. How does that work? Al Michaels, what does that mean? Let's go to commercial. The references will make no sense. Yeah, that run by Emmitt Smith kind of reminds me of the end of Strangelove when Sellers is the Moscow premiere going. He went a little nutty in the head, Dimitri. Dimitri, that guy. Yeah. That's what it reminds me of. The War Room. How exactly does Emmitt Smith remind you of that? Let's go to commercial. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, no, Artie Lang just lost $4,000. He's got $2,000 to his name driving a cab tonight. He's got a 4:30 a.m. spot at the comic strip. I'm sure a lot's going to be going on for Artie there, making $20 tonight, losing another $40 on gas. He's a regular winner, that kid. He's kind of reminds me of a young Ryan Seacrest, well shaven, a real go-getter. Reminds me of a male cheerleader, that Lang. He gets up, he puts on his pants that are nicely coiffed. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know Artie's down about $4,000, but of course the Bronco performance tonight, Elway kind of reminded me of the 18th century Russian poet Detas when he would talk about his repulsive uncle having sex with his girl he had a crush on, and how the girl's disgusting body odor came. Well, it was a Russian poetry. You understand what I'm saying? Al Michaels, absolutely not. Let's go to commercial. Yeah, I know the Giants go to the Super Bowl. It kind of reminds me of, the time the super delegate out of Kansas said to Goldwater, hey, why don't you go take your conservative views and go fuck yourself. It kind of reminds me of that, huh? Not at all. And they miss an extra point. They get a safety. 8-0 now. Bears kind of reminds me. Let's call it the Chicago 8. How about that? Chicago 8 reminds me of Gabby Halfman getting on the mic and talking about different stuff from the convention there in '68. Talking about weirdos. So I do understand that you're referring to the Bears 8 points as the Chicago 8. Absolutely. A lot of these, talking to some of the players, some of these players have these unbelievable, misogynistic, archaic, ape-like views of women. They're like, we don't want to date a smart chick. They're like, we don't want to, we like dumb women. They're like, a lot of these athletes like dumb women. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's more fun fucking a smart chick. Wouldn't you like to fuck Madame Curie? You go, hey, what'd you do? Hey, Madame Curie, what'd you do? You just discovered boron? Now suck my cock. Hey, madam, what did you discover? Boron or something else on the chart? Now suck my fucking dick. I tell you what, this game discovered boring. That's what I'd like to say. Had that one in the fucking old chamber. That joke, Al Michaels. I know you love it. Al Michaels over here still upset his pal OJ decapitated 2 people. Not talking to him anymore. You and Costas used to golf with the guy. Well, you probably did blow with him in the fucking at Bel Air's back 9 in the fucking bathroom with a couple of bull washing girls. He was a loose cannon, didn't you? But he didn't say anything until he decapitated a waiter and a blonde broad. He met fucking 2 mulatto kids now walking around Brentwood with nothing to do. Enjoy one of those Brentwood gangs. Yeah, the Brentwood gangs remind me of the original Latin Kings in the East Harlem. This game reminds me. Yeah. Billy Sims reminds me of Billie Holiday when he runs that ball on heroin, singing "God's Bless the Child" up in Minton's, while Charlie Parker's heroin falls out of his big pockets. Those big 1942 Fred Mertz pants he used to try to sneak heroin in. He gets busted, and the guy goes, "Hey, Bird, why don't you give up a couple of your buddies and we'll stop busting you?" And Bird's like, "Fuck off, I'm a junkie. Give me some junk." 3rd and 8. Al left the room. Al's yelling at Rune Arledge, which makes no sense since Rune doesn't work here anymore. He called Rune Arledge. Rune, of course, has Alzheimer's disease down in Birmingham, Alabama. They just told him it's Florida. His family said, "Yeah, this is Florida, kind of a cheap place." They told him it's Miami. They said, "Yeah, you're in the penthouse at the Satai, Rune." And really, he's at a VFW hall attic in Birmingham, Alabama. Some guy who has an iron lung and an iron leg from World War I when he fought Mussolini's. 2nd and 2. The Giants going for it here. They're going to give the ball off to O.J. Anderson. Hey, O.J., how's it feel knowing that O.J. Simpson ruined your fucking name? Al, you still out? I don't know what Al's doing. I think Al lost it. Al is chugging a shot of wild turkey. Apparently can't deal with the references. Back. And the Giants don't get the 2 yards. They'll give up the ball, and the Cowboys have it. Out comes Danny White. This guy wants a ring. He better get married, if you know what I'm talking about. Roger Staubach's got to be sitting at home having sex with the one woman he still has sex with. Remember that? Joe Namath. He says, "I like sex just as much as Joe Namath," said Staubach around 72, "but I only have it with one woman." That's good. Yeah, Namath's really upset about that analogy. Well, you got me there. You're a classy guy. The one woman looks like Lombardi after a night of a wild turkey binging at the Green Bay Elks with the Here's the kickoff. Sean Landeta going to punt it. If you recall, last time Sean Landeta tried to punt the ball in Soldier Field, he got closer. He got as close to the ball as Andy Hall got to the curb when she parks the Volkswagen and with Woody Allen in the car, the Andy Hall Classic and Woody's classic joke. Hey, it's all right. We could walk to the curb from here. Hey, Landeta, it's all right. We can walk to the curb from your foot and the ball. Same distance. I don't know. Gets this one off. Nothing. Terrible punt. Goes out of bounds. 1st and 10 from the Giant 40. Al Michaels shit-faced. You get the idea. So yeah, Mike and the Mad Dog. Again, they're about 34 years old, okay? Dennis Miller was on Saturday Night Live doing Weekend Update, one of the biggest stars on the show, and they were about 23. They act like they never heard of him. They never heard of him. How much of a sports nerd can you be? How much of a fucking sports nerd can you be? How into a St. John's basketball game can your fat ass be as you're an alumni? You don't hear maybe Dennis Miller's one joke on Weekend Update? Jesus Christ. But that's what was great about them. They weren't that guy. What's that guy with the goatee? Sports guy tries to be real slick. You know, he's a big star.
Tony Kornheiser?
Not even close. A younger guy with like a goatee. Tony Kornheiser.
Doesn't he have like a goatee?
You know the guy I'm talking about. He's from L.A. Looks like the guy Everett punched.
Jim. What's his name?
The guy Everett.
Yes, yeah.
Trying to get a sitcom. In other words, that guy's pushing it. You all know what I'm talking about. That guy's pushing it. He clearly wants to get a sitcom or something. The Michael and the Mad Dog don't. They were great because they were genuinely sports nerds. They didn't know who Dennis Miller was. So here's the conversation on Mike and the Mad Dog when Dennis Miller gets that job. They have the press conference. In the morning, introduce Miller. And they're on at 1 o'clock. So it happened already. I don't know, Mike. It's Dennis Miller's got a job. What is he, a comedian or something? That's like a comedian goes, Dog, apparently he's big on satire. He's a satirical guy. Very left-wing. I'm trying to get some info on him now. Very left-wing. He's big on rants, apparently. He does something about rants. Very political guy. Very gay. He does a lot of parodies. There's a lot of parodies with pictures and jokes and stuff. He's just apparently a very satirical guy. He was on the sketch show on late at Saturday. He said the sketch show on Saturday night. Where the fuck have you been? He's from Long Island, this fat ass. They're both from New York. Apparently Doggy's very... This is such a great thing. This is why they're sports nerds. This is why they're great. Listen how Dog buttons this whole speech. He goes, apparently Doggy's very political, very left-wing, very big on his rants. One of those liberals, a liberal guy from that kind of attitude, like very supposedly funny. I haven't seen him funny, but and there's a pause. And Mad Dog goes, Mike, what's that got to do with Big Spot, third and eight, fourth quarter? What's that got to do with Big Spot, third and eight, fourth quarter? We're back. They went to commercial. We just go, we're back. He would give Fred Says the scenarios like, right now, Mikey, gun to your head, both in their prime. Who do you want quarterback of the Jets? Third and eight, big spot, fourth quarter, game tied, playoffs, overtime. Who do you want quarterback of the Jets right now? Both in their prime. Richard Todd and Kenny O'Brien. Richard Todd and Kenny O'Brien right now, Mike. Kenny O'Brien, we're back. That was the show. Oh, I loved it. I gambled. It was around 1990. I was 22. I was working in a machine shop, sweeping up and, moving stuff out the back, if you know what I'm talking about. $6 an hour on the books. Making $6 an hour, betting $2,000 a week. Do the math. We were moving the statute limitations up. We were moving stuff out the hee-haw. Put it this way. Special delivery at 7. I was there in the sweep-up capacity. Now, it was all legit, of course. This guy, my buddy Goof, Mike, he was the son of a guy who owned the machine shop. And Goof was such a great guy. Goof was the type of guy, loan you $500. And I'd pay him back every time, but he just always had to help you out. I love Goof. And again, he was a Mike that we had to give a nickname to. I had 52 Mikes, so he was Goof. And for a long time, I write this in Too Fat to Fish. He thought it was because he always goofed on people, but, someone had to break it to him. No, it's because you're a goof. For since the 7th grade, he thought, I goof on people. No, you're a goof.
What a disappointment that must have been.
Yeah, he was fine with it.
Jim Rome is the one we
Jim Rome. Well, how do we forget that? Because our number spelled Jim Rome.
I know.
I
couldn't think of it.
That was great. Some kid in Cleveland, remember that. Corey in Cleveland. I hope he got out of Cleveland. Yeah, what was I talking about?
Goof.
Oh, yeah, Goof. Yeah. Yeah, we had fun, man. Fun time. So that's when I listened to these guys. I bet with money I didn't have, and I listened to Mike and the Mad Dog. The morning... The Friday before the NFC Championship game. No, I'm sorry. The Friday before the AFC Championship game. When the Bills were unstoppable. Unstoppable. Raiders-Bills was the AFC Championship game in 90. The Giants beat the Niners, if you remember, in San Francisco. Big field goal at the end. They didn't score a touchdown. It was all defense. That was great. Pat Summerall and John fucking Madden. Oh, God, what a giant game that was. We went out to jerk off fucking San Francisco, Montana quarterback, and took their heart. January 91. 90 season, January 91. Taylor, probably on cocaine. What a game. On blow. The Niners are driving. Classic Pat Summerall. The Niners are driving, and it looks like they're winning. It was 13. Yeah, it was 13-12. Giants had 4 field goals, 13-12, and they got to run the clock out. And Roger Craig is getting 5 yards a pop, and a slant pass, jerk off Rice all over the place. What happens? I'll tell you what happens. Roger Craig goes up the middle. He's got to get a first down. Game over. Pat Summerall with the call. Roger Craig up the middle. Let me go to that. Wait, the ball's loose. Taylor's got it. Talk about a Jersey bar going crazy. Women were getting punched in the face. It was a different time. Oh, the N-word. Right in front of black guys, the N-word. They didn't care. They didn't care. They said giddy, we said nigger. We loved it. We were all winning. We loved it. There were no racial divides. Except the one time this big black kid came to Knights of Columbus during an Italian party. My buddy went up to him and said, listen, you got to get in the back. He goes, why? He goes, it's a Christian club. You're a yom. Oh. It's a Christian club. You're a yom. And he went in the back. Everybody's fine. Went a lot of money playing poker. Oh, the black kids, white kids, Italians. One black guy. But it just such fun. Everybody loves stacks. But I mean, oh God. Roger Craig up the middle. The ball is loose. Right. Taylor's got it. And who'd they beat the week before? Dan.
Don't even 31.
44-0.
31-5 maybe or something.
It was
an odd score.
44-7.
Ugh, it started off bad. Mike Tomczak threw an interception like right at the start of the game.
We don't care about that game. It was very boring. Turn on the AFC game very early. Taylor's got. Come on, you weren't rooting for the Niners, were you?
No, fuck, I hate.
Who'd you hate worse, the Giants? You don't want Montana.
Oh no, I hated the Niners more than.
Yeah, and guess what? Same game. Leonard Marshall comes around the end. Leonard Marshall, married to an Italian chick, by the way. Boom. Blindsides fucking Montana. My cousin Jeff used to have it on a loop. We'd watch it Thanksgiving for two straight hours. We'd watch on a loop. Leonard Marshall hit Joe Montana. And Joe Montana trying to walk on the sidelines. Saying, God bless that motherfucker. Trying to get back in the game. Nope. A Mormon's coming in, buddy. Forever. Marshall hit Montana. Taylor's got it. Okay. So the Giants are in. Everybody says the Bills are going to destroy the Raiders in Buffalo. And the line was like 14. And they won 51-3, the Bills. The line was 8.5 with the Giants. Giants were getting 8.5 points. Guess what? The Giants, the under. Oh, I love that whole fucking postseason. Oh, God, if my life was like that. I'll never be that happy again.
Oh.
Well, 2007... New Year's, I got a blowjob by a smoking hot 23-year-old blonde porn star on the beach at 5 a.m. in front of the Delano, Miami. She was blowing me. I mean, a porn star blew me as professional. No rubber. Oh, my God. I told her I'd get her on Stern, and I don't think she's been on yet. Oh. Actually, she was on Stern a couple times. It's a long story. Dan and I were on a break. Oh. Well, come on. Well, Dana knows that we were dating. But, full disclosure, for St. Peter's, I'm waiting for some blood work. Oh, God, so that beat it. That blowjob beat it. My life should have said the end. As soon as I came in her mouth, on the beach of the Delano, nice breeze, it's like, oh, good. It should have said, this has been Artie Lang's life. This is the end. Bye. No, my life had to keep going. Cut to me 4 years later, stabbed myself on heroin on my kind of couch. The porn star doing God knows what with Charlie Sheen. I hope she's been checked. No, I got to keep going and ruin everything. That's what I do. Anyway. Mike and the Mad Dog used to make picks. They made picks, and, Francesa needed a win. So you knew he had to pick the Raiders. There was nothing else. He had to pick the Raiders to beat the Mad Dog. And it was a very personal thing with that. Again, they were sports nerds. That's why it was so great. There was nothing contrived. He wanted to beat the Mad Dog, so he had to pick the Raiders. So the Mad Dog makes his pick very simple. He goes, I got to take the Bills. I'm gonna. Mike, it's your turn. So he's got to take the Raiders probably. The Mad Dog makes his pick. There's a pause, and Francesa goes like this. I listen. I was as big a fan of this sports-wise as I was of Howard. Mike and the Mad Dog together, late 80s, early 90s. Okay. Pause, and here's what Francesa says. Now that the comedic portion of the show is over, I'd like to school you in surprise picks. And he turns to Gelb, their producer Bob Gelb at the time, and they used to play the Facenda music. He'd go, Gelb, a little Rada music, please. And all you hear is the go, he picked the Raiders. And the Bills won 51-3. 51-3, I had the Bills. Everyone, all the Giant haters, all the Cowboy, Steeler, Dolphin, fuckface fans in the 70s, those teams that were great in the 70s that were always on TV, so they have fans in every city. The Raiders, the Dolphins, the Cowboys. We covered them barely. Very proud of this. Frank Sebastiano and myself have added to the culture in certain areas of New England and other places on the East Coast. If someone lives on the East Coast and is a Cowboy fan, they're called a Manganelli, which is the name of the character in Barely. Look it up. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be on AMC's Artie Lang filmography night, right after they play the Veronica Lake series. Right after they go over Kubrickian style. Yeah. Fun stuff, man. Mike and the Mad Dog was a great show. That was a great fucking show. I don't know. This guy's a comedian or something? I don't know. Oh, they would get so mad. I don't know. Like, what do you say? You watch it last night? I think Al Michaels was getting upset, huh? Trying to watch the game. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Apparently, did you ever hear the Edgar Allan Poe or something? My kid told me that the poem is the name for Poe, right? That's put it in the end. Is that true? These are the conversations they have. They would talk about Best Picture. Best Picture. They would go over the movies. I don't know, Mike. I got 3 words. Air Force One. 3 words. Air Force One doesn't win Best Picture. I don't care about this other. I'm not watching it. I'm not watching the Oscars anymore. I don't care. Air Force. 3 words, Mike. Air Force One. Dog, haven't seen it. Harrison Ford, always quality. Springsteen loses the band. Goes on tour with that Human Touch tour, the song 57 channels he plays. Doesn't play Rosalita or 10th Avenue for him. And Russo, a big Springsteen fan, goes to see him. This is his review of Springsteen the next day. I don't care what you say, Mikey. Nobody but nobody wants to hear that 57 channel song. Play Rosalita. Get the big man back. 10th Avenue Freezer. Loved it. Loved it. My point is this, Erin Andrews. That's what sports casters are now. Erin fucking Andrews. Smoking hot chicks talking about baseball. That's what you want to talk about baseball with. I'm going to fuck you, Erin. In your face. With your consent. And, with the door, not through the door, with your consent. I don't want to hear you talk about the fucking infield fly rule. I had a great tweet, by the way. She, the World Series games went late. They cut her, and she goes, her opening statements for the game. She goes, oh God, man, I didn't get the mental 5 a.m. last night. I'm tired. And I tweeted out, she said she didn't get the mental 5 a.m. Some of the Fox crew were watching, and they said it was more like 3:45. Oh, I loved it. About 1,000 retweets. And she won today. She sued Marriott for $75 million. She got a $55 million case. Let me tell you something. What happened to her is disgusting. She has every right to be upset. Every right. Some people like to say she's overreacting. Your mother, your sister, your girlfriend, your wife, you'd want to kill this guy. This guy's disgusting. And what else could this guy do? Or what has he done? She's right for putting a spotlight on this. I mean, the guy's gross. And he could act and do something more violent than that. Maybe he has already. This guy was in the same hotel as her, knew the room she was in, never met her before, just a stalker, and got into the room and they were cleaning and reversed the thing you look at the
peephole, I think, yeah,
and filmed her. Filmed her getting undressed. What a violation! What just a problem I never had, by the way. but this poor woman, she has every right to be upset. Very, crying on. I think it's all sincere. So her and I'm busting chops. You deserve a justice for this. But here's the thing. She went. Now you tell me, if this guy was a pervert who did this to her, had $75 million, she would have sued him. But he doesn't. Apparently he has a video store card. This guy got a video store. Guy goes to Hollywood Videos still. He's a Blockbuster guy. Hasn't been relevant since the iPhone. And guy thinks tweet is something fucking the Bird makes on the Sylvester fucking cartoons. By the way, Tweety Bird, not used enough in the Twitter commercials. Tweety's always tweeting. You can have that for free. That the KFC Championship game before the Bud Bowl. That's right. So this guy goes to, Marriott, knows where she's staying, and he's done it before. He's got it down to a system. And don't let me get it wrong there. What happens? So he goes to the front desk at Marriott and says, I want a room next to Erin Andrews. And they don't ask him anything. They don't vet him at all, right?
Yes, I think he called there and tried to find out if she was staying there. He drove from suburban Chicago, if I'm not mistaken.
Of course, Chicago.
Found out where she was staying, and then asked for a room next to her at the front desk.
Information is available. It happens to me on the road. I'm not saying I'm some A-list celebrity, but people find out where I am and they call, hey! Oh, let's do coke and heroin. And I'm like, and then I got to find out where they are, get directions. All right, where are you? Okay. Now I remember from last time. Daniel's in St. Louis, right by the White Castle, right? Then they drive me back. I'm late for the show. No, so they just give her. She finds it. So he goes to the Marriott. And they say, I want a room next to Erin Andrews. And they go, do you know her? Nothing. Supposedly.
They didn't ask any questions.
Did they know of him? Like almost like as a joke? Some guy said,
no. This was just some random
really
guy.
Really bad. Okay. That is the Marriott's got to be better than that. Erin Andrews is a celebrity. And a lot of these people who work there, they get resentful of celebrities. They're like, I don't know why she gets special treatment. She's not Tom Cruise. That happens. Well, she's known. I agree. I'm not a celebrity a lot of people get excited about, but I still have people who might fuck with me. I'm known. What do you want me to tell you? Erin Andrews is, seems like a nice person. She's a hot chick who's known. Marriott's one of the biggest chains in the world. Somebody's got to be trained to go, why do you want to be next to Sir, yeah. First of all, you look like to borrow a Dom Herrera term, you look like a human sloth. Why exactly do you want to be next to Erin Andrews? Ask that question. And then you might have an embarrassing moment where he goes, I'm her brother, I'm her cousin, and she knows him. Okay, risk that embarrassment. And your explanation is, look, I'm just being safe. He's disgusting looking. It might be embarrassing, but you got to ask the question. One question like that, this doesn't happen. But she got $55 million. Okay, fine. She deserves justice. I just want so Marriott makes that mistake and this happens. That's the mistake they made. No malicious intent. They made a mistake. Okay. What's and I'm for Erin Andrews winning, but what lawyer comes up with $75 million? That is greed on a level. And look, I'm for her winning, but that kind of stuff, Marriott, it hurts the economy, it hurts the country. That is a very big precedent. Is that? My God. The guy didn't ask a question at the concierge desk. $55 million. Gee, we'll see what she gets. But my man. And again, if that guy was worth 200, if it was like the Hilton kid or something, she'd have sued him. Marriott would have been off the hook. You got to sue somebody. That's my old man fell off the fucking ladder, quadriplegic, the only person in the world. There was no one to sue. Everybody gets money, not us, not the Langs. Circa 85 when luck was going well. He stole the ladder he fell off of. This lawyer came in and thought we were going to sue the ladder company. He fell off a house, had no homeowner's insurance. And my mother was such a sweetheart, she refused to sue the guy personally. He had about $200,000, older guy. Could have taken it all. She didn't sue him. My mother wasn't like that. But there was no insurance company. So the lawyer said, we'll just sue the ladder company. This lawyer sat down, shows you what lawyers like, sits down, gets out his legal pad, he's being all nice, complimenting everybody. Artie, what are you doing? Artie, nothing? Okay. You're drunk, cutting sheetrock. It's great. Sits down, and he goes, don't worry about it. We have a last-ditch thing. We're going to sue the ladder company. And my mother and father and me, we all look at each other, and I have to say to the guy, well, he took the ladder from a Bell Atlantic guy. What? He goes, what? He took the ladder. Just as fast as he sat down, the lawyer wrapped up his stuff, put the suitcase on, and said, well, you guys, good luck to you guys.
Oh.
Yeah. Do we have the beer back, asswipe? He left just as fast. There was nobody to sue. Got to be my mother at the welfare office in Elizabeth. So I'm for Erin Andrews, but Dan, that's a bit much, right? You throw her $5 million.
Yeah.
But what she went through is disgusting,
Right.
though. She was violated. That's a psychological thing. But you fill her full of truth serum, man. What's she pulling down? 350, 500 grand.
Right.
After that, you fill her full of truth serum, she'd go through it again. It's disgusting. I think she would for 55 mil. 55 mil, the guy can, insert a Lexington Steel's cock in my mouth, Photoshop it, put it on as a commercial during one of the debates. I don't give a shit. Put it over Trump's head while he's talking about immigration. Photoshop picture of me sucking Lexington Steel's cock above Trump's head. I would do it for 55 mil. You could have the picture forever. During the Super Bowl. Right next to Tom Brady's face. There's a picture of me blowing a black porn star. 55 mil. Give me the 55 million. Turn me around. Have him fuck me in the ass. It's Photoshop. I don't care. Have him fuck me in the ass during the play, like when Russell Wilson threw the ball by mistake. And during that last play of the Super Bowl, have it right over Russell Wilson's head. Right over Pete Carroll's head is me getting sodomized. By a black porn star. For 55 fucking million. I'd take it. That being said, she was violent. I was born at a different time. Hillary Clinton making another point with her thumb. Oh God, I've had enough. Look at the pants. How many pantsuits does she have? How many pantsuits does she have? Bill Clinton has got to be like, oh my God, I used to get blowjobs every 5 seconds. Can't even walk now unless I gotta fucking argue with people at a caucus for this bitch. We were done. You know the shit Trump's going to bring up about him? We were out of the woods, babe. Out of the woods. We murdered a guy. Do you remember we murdered a guy? I got blown by a fat chick in a beret in that fucking office you want to go work in, okay? We were out of the woods, bitch. You got to do this? You're 70. You're 70. Think of Chelsea. What did you think of Chelsea when you were getting blown by my... Oh, sure. Throw that in my face. You know what Trump's going to do? He's going to go on stage next to you with a Monica Lewinsky humidor, and it's her pussy. That's what Trump's going to do. He's Trump. We're not dealing with Mr. Dignity here. He's going to have a fat kid put a beret on and blow a cardboard cutout of me while you're bad-mouthing the woman in the cutout. Disparaging her reputation, because that's what you did. That's what you did. That's why Lena Dunham hates you. Lena Dunham. Why are we listening to her? By the way, why do people listen to Lena Dunham? I was going through the channels, and the channel got stuck on girls for 5 seconds. She got out of bed. You saw her ass crack. You saw her ass crack. I couldn't eat. For 2 days. Lena Dunham diet. Watch girls. Just pause it when her ass crack gets shown. You won't eat anything. I'm diabetic. I didn't eat for 2 days. Not recommended. Bernie Sanders now talking. How does he keep going? What shots of fucking Robert Kennedy, Dr. Jacobson fucking feel good methamphetamines is he's getting shot in his ass every day? He can't be that excited about the revolution. What a pain in the ass. What a pain in the ass. By the way, his wife is starring in the Janis Joplin story. Off Broadway. Did you see her? Jesus Christ. Nice woman. She's singing Me and Bobby McGee right now. Singing Me and Bobby McGee for the crew backstage as we speak. Bernie Sanders, I've said this before. He's so fucking old. An assassination plot against Bernie Sanders, you just have to wait. Just wait. See two terrorists just standing on a street. What are you guys doing? We're killing Bernie Sanders. Right now, me and Dan are killing Bernie Sanders. We're waiting. How long have I talked?
38 minutes.
Man, dog gets to me. I'm lightheaded. Let's take a break.
Okay.
Hey, we're back real quick. We'll wrap this up. Fred Savage, the kid from Wonder Years, is on Seth Meyers right now, and the volume's out, but he seems very effeminate. Let's put it on.
Everyone had your idea of we should hang out with Rob Lowe. Like, that's not...
Okay, enough said. I thought Fred Savage looked effeminate. I put it on. And the first thing Seth Meyers said to him, if everyone had your idea, we should hang out with Rob Lowe more. Okay, let's listen to more. He's telling an anecdote about Rob Lowe.
Still nothing. No. So how often have people asked you if
apparently there's no audience there.
Any connection to the gay hookup app Grindr?
Gay hookup Grindr. Okay, well, fine. Welcome to the world. Welcome to the new world. Nobody's James Caan anymore. Nobody can tell a story about banging a fucking chick. Instead, Fred Savage has an anecdote about not getting blown by that cute chick on the Wonder Years, maybe, his first time he came in a woman's mouth. Dan. Will you come out here, Dan? Will you be willing to do that? Does your father know about Rick Steves? Dan gave his father a shirt, and the father said, "What am I, a fag?" Very homophobic. Italian man. Does your father know about you and Rick Steves?
You know what? I think he does know who he is. I don't think he knows that.
Does he know you sweat in front of him?
I don't think he knows that. That would not be something I bring up at the family dinner table.
When your father passes away and is at the foot of the Lord, will you come out on this show?
Come out and do what?
Okay, fine.
What would you like me to do?
I'm just saying, your father's an Italian guy from Chicago. That's why it's hard. I get it. But remember, not here. It's not hard here. We're all friends.
Oh, yeah.
We are.
There is nothing to come out to.
Okay. But you can always disinfect your room.
I'd be outside Erin Andrews' peephole so fast to make your head spin.
Well, you're overcompensating. Would your father think Rick Steves is homosexual?
Yes.
Well, because everyone would.
Yes, he would.
Fred Savage looks great in that suit, though, man. Probably got Wonder Years money. Daniel Stern's probably still cashing Wonder Years checks. Nobody's James Caan anymore. No, that's too offensive. Too offensive to be a man. Stephen Colbert has to come out and do cheerleader kicks before he tells jokes. Not Johnny Carson. Johnny Carson slowly walked out. Sat on that star, called LA's weather stupid, Ed McMahon drunk, and Tommy Newsom's shirt ugly, and then he fucked Angie Dickinson. That's what Johnny Carson did. Dan very offended by this material.
No. Just want to make sure we're recording.
You not find it funny?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just leaving me hanging. I mean, I'll stop. I mean, I just need some help. That's all.
I had to turn 1 second.
You plug stuff in, and no, you haven't laughed at all. I'm asking you. I'm trying to make you a living, dude. So I'm not asking you to really think it's funny. Just act like there's not ambient noise. Forget it. All right, let's get serious. So you laugh at the wrong places now, like there. So I went to an AA meeting in Pittsburgh, and I met some people there, and I made a kid a promise that I'm going to keep at the end of the show tonight. I'll tell you what it is in a second, but I went on Twitter, and I saw the hopelessness in this country. It really is. A couple of kids there recognized me, and I knew that might happen. It was a midnight meeting outside of Pittsburgh. I went by myself. I needed it. I was in rough shape. And they could tell that, and it helped, but it was a very depressing situation. It was a town adjacent to Pittsburgh, by where the Improv is, where I did my 3 blistering shows, and I needed to go. I would have went to a bad place, in my head and physically if I did. So I went there and I talked to some of the guys, and they're very nice and talking to me, but young kids like 22, 23 years old, heroin addicts, opiate addicts. They can't get out of the house. Their parents have issues, and that wasn't me. I didn't have that problem till later in life, and I can't imagine being crippled by it at that age. So I went on Twitter, and I said, well, we're going to have a little contest here. Not a contest is a bad word for them. I'm going to do something charitable. Dave Navarro's coming in. He's had some of the same issues I've had. Great guitars from Red Hot Chili Peppers and Jane's Addiction. And a good guy who I've met before. I squeezed his girlfriend's tits, Carmen Electra at the time, right in front of him on the Stern Show, 2004-ish. Great guy. And he's going to come in live. We hooked up on Twitter, and what I want to do is through Twitter and maybe through an email I'm going to put up, and a couple of people who work for this addiction charity, Jimmy Graham, that I did stand up for a couple of weeks ago, they are going to help me with this. We're going to vet people, and I will bring 2 people on here. When Navarro's here, I'll ask Dave how much he wants to do. He can just meet them, or he doesn't have to meet them. I don't want to put any pressure on Dave, but I know he supports all you guys. But I wish you well, man. I look in the eyes of these kids and they say, you're an inspiration to me. I'm like, why? Just get somebody else. They're always better. But it means a lot to me that you say that. And I do love you and I care for you. And I wish there could be more people. The people that do sign up for this that I can't give this sort of prize to or whatever, this help, because it's financial. Maybe some other people will step up and help you out, but I will try to be a friend to you. But I figured I could cover this. A lot of people at this AA meeting were telling me, the reason we don't get help is a lot of it's money. We don't have insurance because we don't have jobs and can't afford Cobra, all this other stuff, and they can't go to rehab or detox. Detox is very important because of the withdrawals. Again, that's the difference with opiates, guys. That's what I have to teach you. When you're young, you don't realize this. Any other drug is, terrible. Cocaine is terrible. It's just, they call it the white lady. It seduces you. There's nothing good about it at all. But opiates are different. They become a part of you. You need them like oxygen. If you do them for just a couple of days, it could happen. I'm not talking about shooting heroin like Keith Richards or something. You can snort it, take pills, or, Oxycontin, Percocet. It's all opiates. Take them for a few days, you're addicted. And withdrawals will come on if you don't get more of them. And it's very hard to do anything in withdrawals. I've done stand-up sets in withdrawals. I don't know how I have, but I have. There's a story about a guy on the Celtics, a great documentary about a guy 30 for 30 in the 80s who played a couple of playoff games in full-blown withdrawals. Nick still didn't cover. White kid. Go figure, Celtics. They found the white heroin addict. So I feel for you guys. And this could be, guy, girl, black, white, anybody. It doesn't discriminate, this thing. And the opiates, when you start out, just if you get prescribed something for pain, can you deal with the pain? Ask yourself, because you don't want to start it. You might have that personality that can't stop. And before you know it, you're 23 and you can't leave the house and you're in hell. So the fact that it's just money that stops some kids who want to get better, that's the key to this thing. That's why it's going to be hard to really pick people. 2 people I'm going to pick. I want to make sure you really are serious about it, because you got to be serious about getting better. And the one thing stopping you is money. So if we can figure out that 2 people have that issue, we'll bring you on the show. We'll talk to you a little bit on the air if you're willing to do that. You meet Navarro, maybe, and I'll sign whatever you got, blah, blah, blah. And I will pay for your detox and rehab. I'll buy it for you guys. I'll pay for it. I just came into some cash. I sold my house down the shore, thinking about investing it. Well, I said maybe I'll invest it in 2 of my fans, some of it. What could be better than that? No pressure either. Don't think you got to go out and become a fucking astronaut. If you're just happy in life, it would make me feel good, because I know the devastation of this and what it can do. So we're going to pick a couple of people, and you're going to come in. You'll talk on the air the day Navarro's in. That's going to be sometime in the late spring. It's going to take work to vet this. We're going to start off on Twitter. Like I say, tweet me some stuff, and we'll weed through it, and then we'll set up an email through these people where you can email stuff a little more personal, and I'll talk to you. And if I think you're serious and I really see you got a problem and it's not bullshit, we'll bring you in here, and then I'll take care of the tab. Detox and rehab. And you give it a shot. And I pray it helps. So, like I say, I got an influx of cash coming. I have a 3rd book deal that we're about to sign. That's some money. And, I'm very lucky in life. I'm lucky. I'm not a winner. I failed gym. I don't have a college credit to my name. Only schooling I've had after high school is driving school. I was at the dorms at Taggart's for a while. I got a giggle at that damn. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll end up coming with you guys. Maybe I'll fit the bill for me too. I have insurance.
How much does it normally cost?
We'll be roomies. Should I? I'm not reacting to you either. See how it feels. 30 grand. 38 grand with the detox. So we'll take care of it. But I got to know you're serious. You know? And why not? Who knows how long I'm going to be around? I'm 48. I don't know. Everybody always told me you're not going to make 50. Who knows? Maybe they're right. But maybe this is one last decent thing I can do. I don't know. I just hate seeing you young kids. The emptiness in your eyes, the hopelessness. You can't get a job. And this whole millennial thing, can't get jobs. Some of that's bullshit with some people. Like, the Hilton kid, I'm sure he can get a job. At Hilton. Like the Trump kids have a job at a building where the name Trump is on it. That was a good place to go after college. Donald Trump Jr. said to his father, "Where do you suggest that? I'm graduating from college. I would go to one of the 4,000 buildings that have your name on it." His baby brother, Eric, says to Donald Trump, I don't want to go to Dad. I'll go to my older brother. Where should I apply? I'm about to graduate from college. Do what I did. Go to one of the buildings that says Trump. We've all done it, actually, including the broad. She's become a legend already in the hotel business. She's 32. She's going to have a baby, and she's retired. Make America great again. No, the Trump kids, when the two sons talk about the importance of hard work, I really listen. Really listen to that. But this is why Trump is getting elected. I don't want to sound like I'm bashing Trump, because he's speaking to these kids at these AA meetings with these empty eyes and their parents. There's nothing. They have nothing. They can't get gigs. And they go, Art, we know you're a loser. How'd you do it? Well, I have an Ed Torian impression that I do. That's it. We're not all born being able to. You were deceptive. Still can't do it fully. Not all of us can do Baby Pig on Blow. We'll get to that in a second. But I just why am I doing? I just hate to see the emptiness. I hate it with these young kids. If it really is just about money, we'll take care of it. I don't know. It's a bit of money. You think the bar will kick in? We'll cut some royalties from Jane's Addiction? I don't know. Been caught stealing? I mean, got to be getting some cash. I don't expect it. Dave's a good guy, by the way. Great guest. Open book. A lot of pussy. Ooh, Nelly. Funny guy, too. So, we become friendly. But listen, I just, I want you to be all right. You kids, some of you have my first album. It's Whiskey Talking. Beer League fans. It's a small bunch, guys. We're a small bunch, Artie Lang fans. I appreciate it so much, and the people that subscribe to this podcast. So more to come, but the people that I can't help out, maybe we could get some bigger organizations involved that could help you, or get you some help in another way, or if you need to talk, I'll try to talk to you. I don't know. I know the feeling of the withdrawals and not being able to function. And to have that at 22. At 22, I was, I didn't go to college. Like I said, I was working at the port, driving a cab, saving up money. We had nothing. Less than nothing. We were in debt. But I had hope. You have hope when you're 22. You have hope. And I went into the city, which was just a few miles away, thank God, into New York, and I went to a comedy club one day, and it worked. I make a living at it. I'll try to help you out. Like Paulie says in Goodfellas, I don't know, you run the restaurant, I'll try to help you out. It's not even fair. I don't know anything about rehab. I go in and I get some pills. All right, I'll help you out. You run the joint. I tell you, when you go to rehab, you go to the joint, I'll try to help you out. All right. Thank you, Paulie. Thanks so fucking much. I mean, this guy, Tommy, he's a fucking arch criminal. I walk out my house, I'm looking over my fucking shoulder. I don't know what Tommy's a loose cannon. What can I do? Want me to shoot him? And that wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah, listen, I was fucking kidding. I'm kidding around. I love the kid. I mean, Henry knows about it. He can help me run. He's in there so much he could be a fucking stool, this guy, Henry. You know anything about this restaurant business? Huh? You don't know. Now he's in business with Paulie. If he's got a problem with Tommy, the waiters, the bills, he can go to Paulie. But he owes Paulie money every month. He's got to cover that nut. There was a fire? Fuck you, pay me. Didn't cover your nut? Fuck you, pay me. Somebody had the flu? Fuck you, pay me. God, Goodfellas is a good movie. It's no The Intern. Even the black kids, African American. De Niro likes black, but African American pussy. Yeah. So this is a real thing, though, guys. And like I said, the contest, by the way, the Get Subscribers contest, which backfired brutally, but we're gonna keep our promise that that winner is coming in soon.
Yes, it's for
right?
his birthday.
So, for his birthday, and the other guys too. So that contest is definitely on, and we're honoring it, of course. And in case you thought we forgot about it, we did. That's going to come up, and I honor my promises, especially to you fans, because you're very loyal to me. These kids it's the whiskey talking, Jack and Coke and beer league. I mean, I feel I owe them money. These fucking guys. I feel for you guys, and this is worldwide, wherever you listen to us. Johan, if you're having some trouble with the oxys in Amsterdam, I've been there. Now, it's got to be someone with a real issue who wants to get better, and money is the biggest thing. No insurance, obviously. We got to vet these people. So, like I say, Jimmy Graham's going to help me out, but that's the deal. More to come, but I got the idea at the AA meeting. Quick AA story, then we'll get to the end here. I reminded me about AA. After my book came out, you forget who listens to Howard, everybody. A really, really A-list, I won't say because of anonymity, but a really, really A-list celebrity, movie star, called me and said, hey, I enjoyed your book, and it was out of the blue. It was someone who had some issues with it, like me, and he goes, hey, AA really works. It helped me, and when you're in L.A., give me a call. He gave me a number. And if I'm in town, I'll take you to this great AA meeting. It's a little disconcerting. A lot of famous people, but I think you get something out of it. In Beverly Hills at a church I knew. I used to drive by every day going to the Norm Show and Mad TV. I used to live by there, this church in Beverly Hills. I said, that's great, thank you. We had a nice talk. So the next time I was in L.A., this is a few years ago, I called him, got a service. Someone called me back, not the person, and said, so-and-so got your message. He can't be there. He's out of town, but he'd love for you to go anyway, and here's the address, and there'll be someone at the door, and you just say, you'll be on a list that will get you. And how funny is this? An AA meeting with a velvet rope, like a club, only in L.A. But the famous people, extraordinary. Okay, I'll just say that. It was disconcerting how famous people were. I went by myself. Sure enough, my name was there. I got let in. I sat in the back. Okay, these people are very public about their recovery, so I'll just name a couple of them. Ringo Starr spoke. One of the Beatles. Steven Tyler, hear him? Yeah. And a couple other people, whatever. Those are two people very public about it, but all on that level. Rock star actors, unbelievable. I watch a very famous rock star give another famous rock star a 17-year chip. Every year you're clean to get a chip. I saw that ceremony. And all these rock stars with the massive issues, like Steven Tyler, I think, was living in a cardboard box in Times Square right after Dream On came out, Walked his way, got him back on track. And they're all walking out, and, they look at me, and I'm the one that's not a rock star. And I guess I looked a little sad. And one of them came up to me in that burnt out rock star way. And I said, it gets better, man. Thank you. And the person who said that is actually a great guy. Been very good to me. But it gets better, man. Okay, thanks. When? But the A-list celebrity, I stopped taking my calls, by the way. No. I'll just say this, franchise. Anyway. So that's my AA story. Okay, I made a promise to this kid in Pittsburgh at AA, and I'm gonna. He told me to go by the name Mitch. Call him Mitch. He's fine with that. He gave me permission. He wants me to dedicate something to him. For you younger people, you might never heard this. This is another story from 2004. The Ash Wednesday story that I told on Howard. Blah blah blah. This is this story. When we left K-Rock regular radio to go to Sirius satellite radio on the internet, they had a poll of the people's favorite moment in the history of the show, all 20 years. This story you're about to hear me tell got number one. It beat out, midgets lighting their dick on fire. This is June the 14th, 2004.
Jesus, how can you remember that?
Because it's been, the date is sent to me. People tell me all the time. It should say it there. Are you mad at me or something? You don't like me or something? Oh,
What?
Is she mad at me?
No, not at all.
You don't want to laugh at all. I mean, we had a discussion about it. I mean, I really need us to. You're going to help make us money, you know. It's not about whatever. Just sit there. Okay. This kid loves this story. It's about me. When I was on Man TV, we did sketches that a lot of them were puns, and we did Babe Watch, where I was Babe the Pig in Baywatch. That's not a lot of Emmys in the writer's room over there. Babe the Pig, Babe Watch. I was Babe the Pig. Guess who? The other guys were lifeguards. We shot it on the beach in Malibu, and I got pig prosthetics. 6 teeth, a full pig snout. Jen Aspinall was the makeup artist. She was an SNL person, amazing at what she did. A-list makeup person. She did the makeup. I looked like a fucking pig. And I had a very good cocaine dealer at the time, who was one of the most amazing men I've ever met in my life. Like that Dos Equis commercial, coolest guy in the world, that's it. Put it this way, I needed blow on a Wednesday morning at 9 in Malibu. He was nearby in a tuxedo at a party. Like the wolf. Harvey Keitel. This guy, Rasta guy. One of the coolest motherfuckers ever. I got pussy with this guy. We partied and we had fun. I was in my 20s. It was a different time. Not around anymore. I get into details, by the way, give a plug for Ari. The show called This Is Not Happening, where comics tell stories. I finally did it for Ari Shaffir in L.A. A few months ago, back in October when I was out there doing Conan and some other stuff. And Ari is producer, and Ari asked me to tell this story in a more detailed way. I tell this story on This Is Not Happening, April 5th. On Comedy Central for Ari Shaffir show. This is Not Happening. I tell the story in front of an audience at a strip club at Cheetahs in Hollywood, and I do a very, very detailed version of this story. Very detailed. I get into the life of the dealer, some other stories, and it kills. It was good to do it in front of a crowd. I told it on Conan once, but it's not like this. I did it in a stand-up form, and it came out great. So I got to plug. The producer called me and said it might be their best story of the season. I'm proud of that, because storytelling is what we do. April 5th, Comedy Central. Watch me tell a really good version of the story you're about to hear. This Is Not Happening now, or something, with Ari Shaffir on Comedy Central. Okay, April 5th. I needed cocaine when I looked at myself eating as a pig. And I called my cocaine dealer, and what you're about to hear is what ensued. So this is a shout out to Mitch in Pittsburgh. Get better, buddy. We will talk again. And you can qualify for what I just said, but we talked. Anyway. You're a young guy, and you're nice enough to support me, and it means a lot to me. So this is for you. He listens. He can't. This kid came up with the $7 a fucking Christ. $7 a month he came up with. Quarter a day. This kid came up with it. People who say they have good jobs in marketing going, I don't know, Art, I'm bailing. You're killing me. Fuck you. Bail. I'll write you a check for your next anniversary dinner with your wife too. Slut. Okay. Mitch, I'm sorry to make this introduction ugly. Dan Filato, thank you for being behind the dish. And this has been the Artie Quitter podcast for Monday. Tomorrow, Mario Bosco, who's a great guy, an actor. You'll hear. I met him at the St. Gennaro's feast years ago by Zapolis. And Mario's a great guy, great actor, and you'll see why he's unique. I love the guy. He's tomorrow on the podcast. Coming up, like I say, Dave Navarro. This is me. From June the 14th, 2004, on the Howard Stern Show, telling the Babe the Pig on cocaine story in Malibu for Mitch, who I met outside of Pittsburgh at AA. You get better, Mitch. I love you. Talk to you soon. This is for you.
It was a bad time in my life. I was doing a lot of drugs, a lot of coke. I was, strung out, all this stuff. We do this sketch called Babe Watch. My call time is 4 a.m. We're shooting it on location in Malibu, way out in Malibu. So they get us a little motel to stay at while we're out there.
Right.
I get there 4 a.m. They put 3 hours of pig prosthetics on me. Pig snout, 6 teats that are each going to have a bikini top. Ears, everything. I look like a disgusting pig.
And way too much effort going into it.
Right, I'm like the David Hasselhoff. I'm the lifeguard.
Right.
And the makeup was amazing because I looked like a pig.
Right.
So then we go to eat breakfast, and I'm eating, and I catch in my little trailer they give you, and I catch a glimpse of me eating a pig eating. Like literally. I'm a pig.
Right.
And I'm like, this is not why I signed up for show business.
Right.
So I I got really upset. I called my Coke dealer. And I told him where I was. And I said, I go, where can I meet you at? You can't come to the set. He goes, well, can you get away? And I said, yeah. So I said, I'll meet you.
And you're in your pig costume.
Listen to this. So I go, there's right on the Pacific Coast Highway in Malibu, there's this little restaurant. There's a parking lot.
Right.
He goes, can you get there? I go, without question, I need the Coke, otherwise I'm going to drown myself in the Pacific Ocean.
Right.
So now I'm the star of this sketch. I'm the lead.
Right.
So it's the assistant director's job to make sure they wrangle the cast. But it takes so long to light stuff. During a lighting thing, I snuck to my car in the full pig outfit, the teats, everything, get in the car, and just speed away. So now I notice the assistant directors see me like, oh, where you going?
But there's a pig head in the window.
I look like a pig. If you were next to me in a car, you'd say that's a pig driving. So I do like 90 to this restaurant. Now I'm waiting in the parking lot for this dealer. It was this Rastafarian guy. And I'm sitting there all antsy. He finally shows up. It was like seeing Jesus Christ.
Right.
I didn't have any cash on me, so of course, being the nice drug dealer that he was, he put it on my account.
Right. Can you do that?
I mean, I'm on a TV show. He knows I'm good for it.
Right.
And at the time, I was a good customer. He gives me this blow. So now,
the pig didn't have his wallet with him.
I go back.
How much blow do you have?
I go back to the car. I bought an 8-ball from him.
Okay.
Whatever that is.
I go back to the car, and I'm in the parking lot. I look around, and I actually had straws in my back seat that were cut.
Well, you're a cocaine addict.
Right. So I took a straw. I look around. Now I try to do the Coke.
Is that why you love straws so much?
Yeah, maybe. I try to do the Coke, but I can't get the Coke through the pig snout.
Right.
I can't get the straw through the pig snout. So now I'm in the piece. I'm digging a hole through this like expensive prosthetic job.
Right.
I dig a hole through the pig snout, and I do a blast. I do one line through the pig snout.
Right.
So now I get a little high, and I'm feeling better. So now I decide that I'm going to just sit in a restaurant and like order something, like a water and a coffee. So I sit in a restaurant, I order food, full pig outfit, the whole thing.
Are people staring at you?
I get a cup of coffee, and I say I'm an actor working on some, LA, they bought it.
Right.
So now I'm antsy, I need more blow. So I go back to the car, do another blast of Coke. I say, now I got to go back to the set. So I get to,
yeah, remember the shoot?
I've got an hour.
Right. Oh, they must have wanted to kill you.
I get to the red light, I make a left, I go up the Pacific Coast Highway. Now, I hit a little traffic at a light, because I was about 20 minutes up the highway.
Right.
At a light, I decide I need another hit. So I do like a key hit, they used to call it. You put a little bit on the end of a key.
Right.
So I put a little bit on the end of a key.
With your pig snout.
I look over, there's a woman in a Lamborghini. Like a hot chick, and she looked over and she must have thought she was on an acid trip. She goes, that's a pig doing cocaine. And at the time, I just wanted to kill myself. I kind of like my mother holding me in her arms in the hospital. My son. This is my son.
Do you get back to the set?
So listen. I don't even care. I'm just doing Coke at the red light. Now I put a little more on the key, but the light changes. So now I got to move. So I'm driving, and I'm trying not to spill the Coke on the key. So as I'm driving, I'm going in and out of lanes, and I do the Coke, and I almost cut a woman off. And
it's a big mess.
It was a bit of a mess. And it's also 10 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Get back to the set. I shoved the Coke in, like, they give me a bathing suit to wear as a lifeguard. I shoved the Coke in, like, the lining of it. Everyone wants to kill me.
Right.
They want to kill me. Like one of my best buddies, this kid David Herman, amazingly talented actor, he's my best friend on the show, came up to me and he was like, Artie, you almost got this the assistant director fired. Blah. He was screaming at me.
Yeah, I love you. Screw up and you're gonna get him fired.
And I was no. And I was like, F you. I gave him the finger, which is like my best friend. He didn't talk to me for 2 weeks.
Right.
I go back in the in my little Winnebago thing, and I'm just doing coke. I got through. It was one of those times where cocaine got me through the day.
Right.
But in the little thing, like every time I went to do coke, out of the corner of my eye, I just see a pig doing coke. It's like I'm a pig, and then in my head I'm going, I'm a pig, and I'm a coke addict, and I'm a pig, and it's not even like a symbol. It's like I'm really a pig. I've turned into
you're
a pig. Yeah.
You're a pig who eats and does coke.
The sketches, they all play like hot lifeguards. The rest of the cast,
Yeah.
Right.
And the sketches, like from that movie, I had to listen.
Babe, yeah.
Listen to this. To get the Babe voice down, what they used to do at Mad TV when you had to do an impression, they would give you a Walkman of the movie.
Right.
And you listened over and over again. I remember the kid David Herman had to do Pauly Shore once. He almost quit. Because he listened to Pauly Shore for a week. He almost went crazy. He was walking around the set one day, like with the headsets on, trying to get the impression down, and you're just going, "What's up, buddy? F this! I quit! I can't do it!"
It's too stupid.
And then he did the most amazing impression of him. So I'm listening to the movie Babe,
Right.
coked up.
Yeah.
And trying to get the voice down. So I'm walking up, pacing around the beach, like all coked up, going, I'm Babe, I'm a pig, I'm Babe, I'm a pig, I'm Babe. Because that was my line. I'm going, I'm Babe.
And you're high.
Hey, I'm Babe, I'm Babe. And then they give me a bunch of chicken I gotta eat, like a pig, and shove the chicken in my mouth. And I'm going, I'm Babe, guys, I like you, I'm Babe. The rest of the cast just keeps going, you're a pig, you're a disgusting pig. That's the line in the effing sketch.
Right.
So, it was like the most surreal day of my life.
Right.
So it ends. They rip the prosthetics off me. In the makeup chair, the woman was scared. My knee was moving like 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Right.
Okay, because the time she had to rip the prosthetics off me, I couldn't do coke.
Right.
So I made her stop like 20 times so I could go do coke. I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go to the bathroom.
By the way, Bob, you're doing a great job. Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
I said,
That's a great reveal.
I gotta go to the bathroom again. I gotta go to the bathroom again. And she ripped the nose off me, and then it was easier, and I went back. So now everyone hates my guts.
Right.
Okay. I get back to the motel, and it's a little awful. Gary, you saw the motel.
Yeah, it's a tiny little place.
Tiny little dive. I finally fall asleep at like 4 a.m., and I got to wake up at 5 a.m.
Right.
I must have slept for an hour, but because I had so much badness in me, coke and everything, I wake up at 5 a.m., get a wake-up call. And it was like, I can only describe it. It was like that scene in The Godfather when the guy has the horse's head and there's blood all over it, and it just keeps going, I wake
Were you
up,
naked with sleeping in the bed?
I fell asleep with just like jockey underwear on. It must have just fell out of me. I must have lost my whatever. I must have lost control. So I wake up. There's like it's on my arm. It's like and I'm going because I must have rolled around in it.
Yeah, right.
Like a pig would do.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly what a pig would do.
Pig on coke.
So I go like I'm going like what is it? Because at first I really did think it was blood. I go
Did you think also that maybe someone had done this to you out of anger?
Yeah, I was very paranoid, obviously, at the time. I get up, and it's all over me, and it's all over the bed, and I had rolled in it, and it was just like, it was a mess.
And you smelled, and
I realized, okay, I know what it is now. So I don't know.
Did it ever happen to you before?
No, never.
Never.
And not since, thank the Lord.
You lost control.
Right.
Right.
I did, yeah, everyone
A lot of coke addicts.
Everyone's got a story.
Yeah,
like
I've heard this happen before.
No, they don't.
So now I'm going to be late, and I know, it's one of those days where you wake up. It was like what happened to me in Vegas when I woke up the next day and Dana told me about the blackout. I'm going, okay, who hates my guts? Who wants to kill me?
Right.
Like I got to do all this damage control, and now I wake up all by myself in this little dark motel in Malibu, and I realize everyone I'm about to work with, I had another 15-hour day ahead of me, and 3 hours of makeup. Wants to kill me.
Right.
So the depression was insane. I don't know what to do. Somehow my head got me into the shower. I took a steaming hot shower.
Right.
Like I was scorching.
Scrubbing yourself.
Scorching myself with water. I was red. So now I'm late for the set almost. They're knocking on the door. I don't have any time for a
what'd you do in the hotel? You just left everything on the bed?
Listen, I didn't have time for a cleanup. I couldn't tell them, look, I need 20 minutes. They wanted to shoot me. And, they have vans waiting to drive the actors to the set.
Right.
And I was the first guy who had to be there because of all the makeup. I didn't know what to do. I took the awful bedspread and I just threw it over the bed. And left.